about race, because now what needed is basically you have to kind of talk in a sense of research done, and you cannot take this very easy discussion. And because this is what happening throughout since decades. And what has happened, that we have been continuously able to not able to defend our own culture and practices, and we are like victim of our own thing. For example, when you go back to the internet and you search about anything, they talk about nonsense about Indic civilizational values. When I'm talking about Indic civilizational value, it is beyond religion. Let me clear to everyone, my dear, that this is beyond religion. And when everyone who is in India are parts of Indic civilization, and Indic civilization, whatever the values we have, it has been immense useful. I'm telling you, I'm coming back to you on that note. So I hope I'm able to present. My presentation is visible to everyone. Right, right. So, this 2021, 12th February 2021 was celebrated as Darwin's Day in Ireland and in different parts of Europe. And, this was 212 years of birthday of Darwin's. And I was also part of that international seminar which was organized on 12th February this year. And then this and then this conversation, I put forward that why this evolution thing was totally biased. And this documentation which Darwin himself did it is is an example of patriarchal. So it's not Indian civilization which is patriarchal, because when you talk about anything, you go on internet and you search, you will say that Indic civilization, India is this and that. But here I am putting forward that the documentation which is available, this is there. And whatever they have done, like Darwin himself, whatever he has done, the documentation, the Homo sapiens itself is like a strong man, and it's in itself is a patriarchal statement. And whatever the human evolution concept you will read throughout this picture itself is a representation of that how patriarchal Western world was, and Europe in particular. So this is one of the example, to give you some food for thought, young India, young students. There's also like a lot of people talk about feminism in India. What nowadays, Isa, I think yesterday, day before yesterday, it was Isa, some a girl had did suicide in Gujarat. And a lot of people are talking about that, when the patriarchal will get over, when where is the feminism movement. I'm telling you, in India there was never a need of feminism movement, because feminism in India is part of the culture and practices. But whatever we have right now is not our culture and practices, and that have to bring back. So that is what I'm going to talk about, that if you want to make women empowered in India, Indians will have to start thinking about their own civilization and bring back all those real practices which we had. And every household at level, we should have Durga and Kali, and make every individual women understand that you are very powerful, you are not weak. That is a so this is also based on the psychology, that when in any society, even in the family level, when you speak and you tell and make a child understand that you are weak, the psychology is that it is there, women becomes weak. And then what happens is the society also have this understanding that women is weak. And then what happens, that then this kind of weird understanding crops up, that women is weak, let's exploit it. And this is what happening throughout in India. This has been done since 2000 years. Whenever 2000 years, India is under different kind of invaders were there in India, and they have systematically, I'll tell you, um, they have done this systematically, removed whatever the original culture and practices Indic civilization had. Okay, so this slide is basically telling you that the patriarchal is not Indian origin. And in particular, this is actually coming out from Europe, because this is the basic documentation done by Darwin himself. This is there. So what about this? Let's talk about this. This is the topic of discussion, and I think this is the topic of research. When I had asked this question in that international seminar, they all were like, they realized that this is real, and they felt that okay, there is a need to discussion. So can we, redo all these things? So this is another level of understanding young people, my dear students. Now here, in 2015, here I am quoting a statement that, coming beyond this, patriarchal and understanding, that there is a professor Richard Hare from psychology department, University of California, and he said himself that human evolution has created two different types of brains designed for equally intelligent behavior. Now this is 2015, his statement they have come up with. Now I am telling you that Indic civilization is something beyond that. They have recognized that the women is the powerhouse. Now what about that? Where is patriarchal is here? So understanding is important for young generation and everyone, that what we are, let's feel pride, and there is a need to recreate that pride. Now coming back to this, the basic deal of sustainable development, why gender balance is important for sustainable economic growth is very, very important and well researched area. I am not the one who is presenting, this is not my research. Of course I have written an article on this and this is part of this, but this is well studied research that, there are certain skill areas in which men and women excel naturally. I have given this diagram to make clarity that, the task, there are certain skills like task orientation, attention to details, communications, emotions, and language. These are the particular areas where women are better into, and than men. And but it doesn't mean that men are not. Here, this slide is particularly I am showing because today is we are celebrating International Women Day. But similarly, there are same set of things in which men are good into. Now here, the thing is that both men and women, they have different skill set, and their decision making approaches are different. Like female or women are better into long term decision making, men are better into another kind of decision making, but both these decision makings are important to run the society, run the community, make economy sustainable. Now this is with respect to economic growth and sustainable development, and why gender balance is important. Now coming back to our my original understanding and what I wanted to discuss here, that women empowerment through Indian culture. Let's understand it first. We are very biased population right now. We are like young India in particular. They have stopped studying, in the sense these kind of things. They don't get into digging deep, or they don't try to understand, because for them this is orthodox. This is not fashionable, not trendy. But let me tell you, now this is trendy. And I'm telling you that after this, you will feel that this is trendy. Let's make it trendy. Now, here I am telling you that the Indic civilization is the only civilization which recognizes women as a goddess. Now, tell me, where is another civilization which talks about women? So this is the beauty of Indic civilization, and that's why I'm proud to be part of this. Now in other religion, other civilization which you go there, they only talk about men as a god. Indian culture, in Indian culture, Durga and Kali represents the ultimate powerhouse against evil. There is the whole thing that if humankind have to kind of protect it, Durga and Kali will come and protect them from evil power. This is our understanding. This is trendy. This is unique. This is different. That's why I'm proud to be the part of this Indic civilization and values. Now, the narrative of Durga Kali is the symbol of women empowerment in India. We don't need their concept. Now, coming back to their thing, Europe, there was so there's throughout, nowadays all these literature are available throughout open. Now you can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, everywhere you will get a lot of information. You understand that there was 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th century throughout. Women in Western world, Europe in particularly, because they were our invaders, UK, they had treated women like mad. There was the concept of slavery, that slavery is weird. You should know and get into that. Their movement of getting vote right, they got vote right in 1928. First in America in 1920, then in Europe, and then the movement was, I mean, this was the feminism movement one, and then it was feminism movement two. Then for that, getting the right vote of right, they had done so much of struggle, and there, that is their culture, that they used to treat women as an object. The full documentation is there. BBC World News documentary is there. This is not my version. Dear all, you have to go and start exploring. And whenever you are going to talk on all these things and discussion, don't take any kind of bullshit. Now the understanding is that you have to have your own take, do your own research, and create your own understanding, and then speak. Don't speak anything which is baseless. Now, all these patriarchal, all these culture, ill treatment of women, even 1970s women got right of reproduction. For example, their body was not their body. I mean, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to take much time. But these are the areas which you all have to dig into and understand that where our culture is. In India, women, they don't have to go for feminism movement, because in India, it was real. We have an example of Durga Kali, Panchali is a very interesting example. We culture are like, I'll explain you, amazing. We have an example of Radha. You go to Radha, Radhe Radhe, people say. We have a immense example, varied examples, and we women in India were empowered. And this is part of our Indic civilization, but this was not true in other parts of the world. So what had happened actually? What had happened um, was the foreign invasion had happened in India, and we all are aware 2000 years India was in the hand of foreign invader. I'm not going to get into detail, but the thing is, the gist of that throughout these 2000 years, Indian knowledge system and culture was systematically destroyed. Throughout these years, women in India became the most affected party as well. And let me tell you, in general, whatever the political and social scenarios happens, women are the one who get affected most. So that's why Indic civilization is important, because that is the only civilization which talks about women as a powerhouse, and she is powerful and fearless. That is why it has to recreate, and we have to bring it back, the original concept and philosophy. Now, the narrative of women from other religion and culture was imposed or forced on Indian women. ये 2000 साल तक हुआ throughout with us. What we have or whatever we are practicing is the remnants and mixed culture given to us by foreign invaders. We have lost our original culture. So understand, अभी जो सभी कहते हैं घर से मत निकलने दो औरत को, उसको पूरे कपड़े पहनो, these are our own people. These are our own set of people. But unfortunately, fortunately, they are practicing the part of a culture which is not our original culture. They are, so I don't want to get into different zone, but this is not our culture. So what has happened as a result? I told you that this is psychology. When you make women weak, when you say that women is weak, which other cultures and religions does it, then it's a human tendency. It's a human thing that, okay, women is weak, let's kind of rape her, ill treat her because she is weak, and then start treating as an object. Gender discrimination has happened, started happening at the household level. The safety issue has arisen. So whatever right now we are facing is not our culture. It's all given by our foreign invaders, and it's the time for every young or Indians to understand this, and start feeling proud and recreate what we had originally, being an Indic civilization. Now this is a very recent example I am giving you, that Indian text and practices. Like for example, sati is the most whenever you talk about women empowerment, sati comes in. But when you go to the internet, you found that sati there was a religion, Hindu religion in India, and they used to burn, so let me tell you, this is not Indian culture. I am giving this concept and theory, and I am just giving this point of discussion to everyone. Let's dig in, because this particular case study which I have mentioned, this has got published 1 year back by Daily Mail UK, and this says that this kind of practices were there in different parts of world, including Russia, Ukraine, and different parts of Europe. So there, a female used to force to be with the dead husband, and they used to kind of buried them. They used to do that practices. This is 3,000 years ago. This example is of that 3,000 years ago. And whenever we get into the sati kind of explanation, this is during the time of 2,000 years, when foreign invasions had happened in India and the practices had started. This is not our original practices. How come anyone can say that this is Indic civilization culture and Hindus are in particular? No, I'm saying these are the culture which we have got from foreign invaders, and they have made sure that women become weak, and then that is the way they used to treat there in their culture. Menstruation time, women were not allowed to come closer to public, or even the female had no property rights till they get married to the men and they have a baby, and they had a separate places to stay when they used to get menstruation. These are all their concepts. So my question to you and to everyone, and my theory I'm putting forward for research, is let's dig in, let's discuss this, that from where these are coming. We are not ready to take any kind of bullshit that this is from our Indian culture and practices. So this is food for thought and research which I am giving today. And I think it's time to restore the Indic civilizational values and culture to empower women, because SDG 5 and Sustainable Development Goal they have come up with. I am not denying that this is very important right now, because whatever we are undergoing is the fact. But this is, first of all, this is not our culture, our practices. These are mixed. We have been got from our foreign invaders, that we have to get rid of it. And second thing is that SDG 5 is good. As Sustainable Development Goal 5 basically talks about women empowerment. So first what they did is, our foreign invaders make women weak, and now they are talking about do SDG 5 to empower them. I am telling you, being an Indian woman, that it's okay, I'm not saying, but then it's very important that let's talk about our own civilizational values and recreate it if we really want Indian women to be empowered. We don't have to go for feminism movement what they had, but we should have a different kind of movement, not the same. We don't have to replicate their understanding and ideology, because what they have and their narrative is totally different, and what we come from is totally different. So what is the takeaway? That the Indic civilization, women are known to be the most powerful and protector of mankind, unlike other religions and civilization, in which women are defined as the weak creature and the one who need protection. So I am totally with it. And then it's important to understand that the practices we are following and the treatment women are getting is not Indic, and this has to change. Now if we are talking about women empowerment, let's change this first, and then feel pride and blessed as you belong to a great Indic civilization. And that's how I'm proud to be the part of this civilization. And I wish that this is going, we will be able to recreate our own culture and practices what we had in terms of women empowerment. So um, I missed this slide, that Indic civilization. So, what is Indic civilization? I have been telling you a lot, but I have not explained it. But then, Indic civilization and Hindu as a religion. This is the beauty of this Indic civilization, that the only guidance to live your life is no doctrine is the doctrine. In Indic civilization, we don't have any doctrine to follow, that if you want to live your life being, Hindu, you have to practice this, you have to practice that. It is very open. for according to this, so no doctrine is the doctrine. Like, this is the beauty of Indic civilization. Indian civilization and Hindu as a religion celebrates each forms of living practices. Being a if you want to become a vegetarian, it's fine with Hinduism or Indic civilization. If you want to non-vegetarian, this is also fine with Indic civilization. You want to become Naga sadhu, you want to become aghori, these are also different practices of Indic civilization. I am hoping that you understand Nagas and Aghoris practices. And if not, we will be ready to answer your question just in case. Being Nilambar, being Swetambar, everyone is free to practice the form of life they wish to. So what Indic civilization give this, that, life is an experience. The way you feel, live your life. So this is what, no doctrine is the doctrine, is the Indic civilization. And I am very proud to be part of that. And that's why so this is the last thing, that you are free to live the way you want, and the only guidance is no doctrine is the doctrine. So this is the Advaita Vedanta, and this is what we are. We have to recreate this at every family, at the household level, to empower women if you really want women empowerment in India. So that's it. That is it from my side. Thank you, everyone.